to be talking about something that is really interesting. It's not like a makeup product dupe or a skincare dupe. This is a brush dupe, and I'm going to be telling you guys a super affordable dupe for a pretty popular range of brushes from Wet n Wild. These are their Proline brushes, and these released about a year ago, I think, or more than that. And I have almost all of their brushes. I didn't pick out just 2 brushes. So these are the brushes that I'm going to be talking about today. Now, if you look at the retail price of this in India, this retails well over 3,000 rupees. Like if you had to buy the entire collection, and the time I bought it, at least now it's always on sale because I don't think that they are able to sell it for that price. So it's almost all the time on sale. And I was thinking, why are brushes so expensive, especially to get in India? And that's when I found the super identical dupe for it, which is easily accessible in India, and these are the brushes. Now, if you just look at these 2 brushes, would you be able to find out which one is the dupe? Because they look alike to me, in my opinion. So yeah, these are the brushes that I picked up from Shein, and they are almost like the same brush actually, and this whole set retails for about 825 rupees. Of course, the full price of this is around 900 or something, but I got this on a sale for 825, and right now when I can see it, it's still on that price. Now, I don't know what the situation is with this. I don't know if the manufacturer thought, oh my god, these brushes are nice in design, I mean, Wet n Wild put all their effort in it or whatever, let me just make it and sell it in the market. Or probably these are just generic brushes available in China and every other manufacturer can make this. So Wet n Wild just overpriced these brushes. I'm not very sure what the story is, but today we're going to be talking about these identical looking brushes, and I'll tell you guys like which one is good and which one is bad and all that. Before I get into the demo, I just want to quickly show you guys, this is how both these brushes look like up close, and they have like the same kind of divot where you can hold your brush and apply it just for that grip. The way they feel on the hand is also the same. And it's not like very flimsy or anything of that sort. Like pretty well built, sturdy brushes. Now let's get into the demo, and then I'll talk about these brushes a lot further. So starting off on this side with the foundation, this is the Wet n Wild foundation brush. It's sort of like a weird shape in which I would never use a foundation brush, and this brush actually absorbs a lot of product. The brush is not making the foundation look very streaky, but it absorbs so much of this product inside this. I'm using more product than I would require, because usually this is like a almost medium to full coverage foundation, and even with a sponge I would just use like 2 pumps, but with this I'm just going over and over, and I'm still not getting the coverage that I need with this foundation, and so that is the problem with this brush. Now anyways, on this side I will try the Shein brush. The same type, everything looks the same. You guys can see from all the close-ups, everything looks the same. Oh, same thing goes with this brush as well. I'm not getting the coverage I need. Again, I'm going for another 1 full pump. It's not even like a half pump or anything. It's not again making my foundation look streaky or anything of that sort. It's just absorbing a lot of product. So this is the application with the foundation brush. Wet n Wild on this side, Shein on this side. It looks pretty much the same. Now I'm going to be going ahead with concealer. I'm using my staple products so that I know how the brush is actually working, because I know how the products are working and it's not the product's fault. So this is how much I would usually take with my Tarte concealer, and I'm going to be blending it with this brush. This is their tapered powder brush or something like that. I'm going to be using this for concealer just to see how it blends out. Oh, it's blending out really well actually. Okay, I'm going to be blending on this side with the Shein brush. Both these brushes are really nice and tapered, and they're blending the product really well, and I'm really impressed. Next, I'll go ahead with blush, and for that I have a powder blush that I want to test out. And firstly I'll be taking the blush brush, dipping very lightly because this product is pretty pigmented, tapping out on the excess, and actually this is one of my favorite blush brush. It applies the product really well, so this is doing a good job. Now on this side I'm going to be taking the Shein. Also, I forgot, underneath the eyes, since this is like a powder brush, I want to use a loose powder. I want to use the other side because this side is stamped. Wet n Wild first. Literally so easy and precise. On the other side, the Shein. Again, I'm not taking the damp side because I don't want it to alter anything. Now for bronzer, I have a large powder brush that I would take because I'm not going to be setting the rest of my face with the powder anyways. Usually these kind of brushes that have this tapered end to it, you work really well for bronzing up your skin. Now on the other side, the Shein brush. I'm not picking up as much product as the Wet n Wild one right off the bat. I had to dip it many times to get that payoff. But it's applying the product just like that. Now moving on to highlighter. I'm taking my Maybelline Rose Gold highlighter. Taking the Wet n Wild highlighting brush. On this side, I'm taking the Shein brush. I think that the Wet n Wild brush is a little more fluffier than this one is. This is slightly more tapered, almost looks like a crease brush. Now moving on to the eye brushes, which I just have 3. I'm taking the Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette. So firstly, I'll be taking the Wet n Wild tapered crease brush. I'm going to be using this to apply my transition shade. It's too flimsy. It's not my favorite brush. Like, can you see when I want to press this and blend the eyeshadow, the brush is just like, the bristles are just bending and moving all over the place. That's not how I like it to be. Anyways, on this side, applying the same color with the Shein brush. This one is a little more, I think, sturdy than the other brushes. Now I'm moving on to this tapered blending brush, and I'm going to be taking this color on the Wet n Wild side, applying it sort of like on the outer part of my eye, and then taking it inside towards the crease. So just that's exactly what a tapered blending brush would do, like to apply more intricate color into your crease. This is again sort of like an okay brush in my opinion. I have other brushes that I really like that do the job for me, and this one is just like making it very tough for me to blend it. On the other side, taking the Shein brush, doing the exact same thing with the same color. This is not even picking up as much color as the Wet n Wild brush is doing. Now, the last brush that I have is this pointed pencil brush, which I usually love pencil brushes for the lower lash line, like to do all that, apply all the color. This is really nice. It's kind of sturdy and stiff. That's exactly how I like it to be. Doing the same thing on the other side. Okay, this is not as stiff as the Wet n Wild brush is. Like, can you see it's just bending its way off? But that's also good, like if you want to diffuse the color and blend it out. So yeah, those are all the brushes that I have. I'll let you guys know everything in just a bit. So now, as you guys saw from this demo, all these brushes perform pretty much identical. Like, they are almost the same. Like, it's like you're investing in the same brush. Now, I've washed these brushes like a couple of times because I already own this for a year, and I've also got the dupe about like in the month of Feb or something when I was originally planning to film this video, and ever since then I've been trying it out, washing it, testing it out. There's not a single bristle that's shed from mine, and it's not like ripped apart or anything. It's just intact and pretty much like just like the original brush set. There's nothing that's fallen apart, and it's not like, okay, because I got it for 825 rupees, it's a very cheap quality brush. Both of these have lasted on me for a really long time. There's no shedding, and it doesn't look like it's going to die out on me anytime soon. Now, talking about the individual brushes really quick. So the foundation brush, I bought this Wet n Wild foundation brush only for the sake of the video, actually, like about a year ago. Now this one retails for $8.99. Of course, I didn't pay $8.99 for this. I can see that it's on discount right now for 50% off, but I think I paid around like 500 or something for this. And I think it's a pretty good brush. Like, if you were to use a foundation on a daily basis, especially if you're going to work or something like that, you can just drop it into this and apply it. But the only problem is that this brush absorbs a lot of product, and because of that you'll be using a lot more product than you would with a sponge or a normal brush. But I don't usually like to pump out my foundation in the back of my hand and then take that and apply, because that stains, and then if I accidentally touch any of my clothing, that's going to ruin that as well. So that is the only kind of reason that I really like this brush. But on its own, I would never go out and buy this. And because it's available in a set, I don't mind, and I definitely will find more use out of it. And it's not making my foundation look very streaky. Sometimes when I use a runny foundation, or like today I tried it out with my LA Girl Pro Matte foundation, which is a pretty thick foundation. So there are chances of it not being that streaky because it's pretty thick. But when you use a runny foundation like Maybelline Fit Me or something like that, usually most of the brushes are going to make your foundation look streaky, and even this does to an extent, but it's not too much. The Shein brush is just a little bit like slimmer than the Wet n Wild brushes, but it's not like it's not performing well or it's going to take you more time to blend it out just because of this size. It doesn't make a difference actually. Now coming to the precision setting brush, this one again retails for 8.99 rupees, and I got this I think for the full price, and this one has a number P65 on it. And now this is what the Shein brush looks like. This one is more precise and it's like tapered very well. This one is slightly like different compared to this. Like it's not even here, the bristles are not evenly packed, but in terms of performance, again, it's not making any difference. Like you can blend out your concealer with this. You can use it to set powder, especially like underneath your eyes or around like your smile lines, around your mouth, wherever you want. These brushes are really good for that. To an extent, you can even apply your highlighter with this, because this is slightly more slimmer than the Wet n Wild brush, but again, really good brushes. And then moving on to blush brush. This brush from Wet n Wild used to be my favorite blush brush, and I think again I paid full price for this, $8.99. And both of these brushes are really nice. Now that I have both of this, it's good that I have a dupe for this, but just in case I misplaced this one or it kind of dies out on me, I have a replacement for it. But both of this performs really well. This kind of picks up a little more product than this, but on the skin it disperses the product beautifully. Both of this does that, and they're really nice. Now moving on to this large pointed powder brush. Now when I got this, I think this was for around 500 on discount. You can get it on flat 50% off for 300. I feel like the Wet n Wild brush is a little more nicely shaped, like it's a little more even and tapered really well as opposed to this. Now that's the thing with dupes, you won't get the identical shape or anything of that sort, but on the skin again, this disperses really well. It's not going too low, too high. It's really nice to bronze your skin. Now moving on to the tapered highlighting brush. This one I think retails for $5.99, and sometimes you can get it on flat 50% off, especially on hokemakeup.com. Now this is the only brush that I found a difference in. This one is a lot more fluffier, like you guys can see, and this disperses the product really well and applies it like really well. This one is slightly more concise, like this one applies a little more restrictedly on your skin, and this is not as fluffy as this. And these are really good brushes to apply your highlighter, and they do pack a punch. It's not like they're not going to pick up as much product, so it depends on your highlighter. So if you're going to use something like the Maybelline Master Chrome highlighter, which is already pretty intense, a brush like this would pack a punch. But if you're taking a more subtle highlighter, you have to like pick up a lot more product than usual and apply it, and it just blends it up really well, really easily, and it's not like streaky, patchy or anything of that sort. These are again really good brushes. I do however like the Wet n Wild slightly more than this, but that doesn't mean I would recommend that you go ahead and buy that for that price. And now moving on to the eye brushes. Now this is by my Tiffis, and that's why I'm so glad I bought the set, because I'm not very happy with these eye brushes. This is called a fluffy blending brush, and this is in the number P20, and this one retails for $5.99. So for $5.99, this is not worth it. I have other brushes from like Pro Art which work really well for me, and they do pack a punch. Like these brushes that I have, the Pro Art PE20, PE23, these are really nice brushes, and they're very sturdy, especially when you apply. When you just move it, you know that it's picking up that exact amount of color, and it's also blending it out the exact way you would want. This one is sort of flimsy for me. I was finding it a little hard to blend the color into my crease. In that way, even if I got it on sale, I think I got it for around 200 or 300, it's still not worth the price. So getting it in a set again makes more sense to me. Now moving on to the other brush, which is the tapered blending brush, and this one retails for $5.99 again, and this is in the number P15. These two brushes, this one picks up a lot more product and again packs a punch in the outer corner, and it's not very easy to again get that tapered blending. Tapered blending, especially in your crease, when you want to add more color and then blend that out. I'm not getting it with this. It doesn't even pick up the shimmer shades that much if you want to use it for your all over lid. But for the outer corner, again, I have other tapered blending brushes that I really like. I have made a video entirely about affordable brushes that I really like, and you should be trying it out. I'll link that in the description box below if you guys are wondering what are the other brushes that I really like and what are the other brushes that I'm talking about. You guys can check that out and you'll be super impressed with it. But these brushes don't do it for me. The next one I'm going to be talking about is a Dupe pencil brush. This is in number P10. This is really sturdy and nice. Of course, the Wet n Wild one is a little more stiffer and like a little more firm than this one is, and I like my pencil brushes to be like that because I usually apply a lot of color under my lower lash line. I don't like it to be too diffused. I know a lot of people like it to look really blended and diffused, but of course I want it to look blended, but I want the color like to be packed. and for that I really like these brushes. This one is a little more flimsy than this is a little bit sturdy, but you can't make out a difference, and these are really good brushes. That's pretty much everything I wanted to mention. Now it's up to you guys what you want to invest your money in. These are brushes that are easily available on Shein, and Shein has a warehouse in Mumbai, I guess, and that's how I got my brushes, because it was from that address. They have COD, they have really good offers, and I don't think it's a good option to go and spend exorbitantly on brushes. I mean, makeup products, base products, I understand it's going on your skin, but on brushes, I'm not someone who likes to spend a lot. I mean, the tools have to be good for your makeup to look nice, and if they're performing well, why not get it from the cheaper option than spending such huge amounts? I would highly suggest you guys go ahead and pick out the Shein brushes. I don't think you'll be disappointed with it at all. I'll leave the links to the Shein brushes in the description box below, so you guys can have a look at it and make a decision for yourself. So that's pretty much everything I want to talk about. Have you guys tried out the Wet n Wild brushes? Have you guys tried out the Shein brushes? Do let me know what are your opinions in the comment section down below, and also don't forget to like this video and also subscribe to my channel. Also don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.